TV. Shout out to the mighty LDBC, Lions Den basketball community. I'm going to give my thoughts after taking time to really listen to some content last night, this morning, kind of reviewing the series. Give y'all a minute to come in, drink on my water, and thank the Lord for strengthening my body because I've been sick. I feel 100% better. I'm not 100%, but I feel 100% better. I've been feeling, but let's talk about this series. It really just God's way of help let me realize I need to really take my health seriously. And really focus on losing weight, and that's what I've done. I've overhauled my entire diet, and I'm focused. I'm completely focused. So here we go. So the Boston Celtics, this is why they're gonna lose the series. Besides the fact that they're down 0-2 at home. I heard Kareem. I was listening to the Kareem report this morning. My homie Kareem, one of my fellow LDC brothers on there, and I was listening to him. He had very good content, and he was breaking down the games. I tend not to agree with Kareem on this, and here's why. Kareem was like, the series is not over. I'm gonna explain to you why the series is over, and he had a good point. Even though I don't agree with him, I understand what he's saying. That every time he's concerned about the Knicks because the Knicks always start off down big, and that's something they do have to stop doing, and way behind Boston. I do tend to agree with that. But here's why I believe that the Boston Celtics, it's almost kind of like the Lakers every time they were playing the Denver Nuggets. Why they kept getting games by the Denver Nuggets. For this very reason, the Lakers were always up big in those games. And every time they got around the third quarter, the Denver Nuggets would go on a huge run and would just rip their heart out and take away that huge lead and end up winning. So now this has happened twice to the Boston Celtics in this series. They've been up big. First of all, they're not shooting the ball very well. And I do believe they're going to get it together. I think in game 3, their shooting is going to be better. But let's just say the first 2 games were in New York, and the Knicks won those first 2 games at home, I can see how Boston would have a better chance if they were going back home. Here lies the problem. The New York Knicks won those 2 games on Boston's home court. So now you got to go back to Madison Square Garden with that loud crowd, that fan base, Spike Lee. I'm just a Spike Lee fan. Want to give him a plug. You got to go back to New York. You on the road now after you've had your heart ripped out in the first 2 games. You've been demoralized. And now you got to go back after you've had your hearts ripped out, having these huge leads. And every time you have this lead, the New York Knicks come back. So you've lost both times that way. Now, if the Celtics can somehow win, because you can't just win one because you're going to be down 3-1 when you come back. And we all know that's a death sentence. But if they got to win both of these. There's no question. They have the pressure is on Boston. I don't care what now. If Boston wins both of those, then the pressure kind of shifts to New York. Then it's a different series, and Boston gets home court advantage back. But if Boston can somehow, and I don't think they can, if you want to know my answer, come back, and this is unbiased. I don't like the Boston Celtics, but it's not even about that. But if Boston can somehow turn this series around, come back, tie the series, then you got to respect them. You got to say, okay, they are a championship team. But like Ticket was saying last night, I watched this video and it made a lot of sense. Boston they're fraudulent. They've been the beneficiary of a lot of unhealthy teams who got